Hi everyone, as introduced, I'm David Poltorak. I'm Head of Development at Fusion Experience, and I'm actually very excited to be here today talking to you about the challenges and opportunities that I see we're going to face in the enterprise app economy. My first point is really that time to value is key, and as businesses we can't get away from the problem of being under pressure to deliver quality products and solutions as quickly as possible, but also having to reap the benefit and reap the reward in terms of revenue of these solutions and products we push forward. Now, as software development companies, we are very aware that we have dramatically reduced barriers to building and distributing enterprise applications, and actually mobile applications as well. We've seen large-scale consumer adoption come through on mobile apps, and this has now changed our way to monetize our products by simple single-click installation and small-time fees. But I don't feel that we've actually seen this come through on some of the enterprise apps that we deliver. Now, I want to try and highlight why we haven't shifted to this model by trying to go through what we see as a traditional enterprise application compared to what we see as an enterprise app today. An enterprise application is a large, mission-critical business software solution that aims to serve the problems of the organization as a whole and not just address the problems of individual users. They're often very complex, require training and adoption, and tend to require infrastructure and operations teams to come in, set up and manage them. They tend to manifest themselves as hosted solutions that offer lots of simultaneous services to a large number of users. Now, in contrast, and borrowing from the dictionary definition of the word app, the app is a single-purpose, single-function application designed to serve the user. They're smaller and simpler, and we view them as running on the end user's device, and in recent trends, as Ben was talking about, on mobile devices. Now, the difference in target audience changes how they're procured and selected, so an application to an app, to an organization and a user to how they're procured and selected. When an application serves the enterprise, the business is usually constrained. It has to consider several factors at play before they can go out and pick an app to install and use. Now, these will be license and infrastructure costs, training and adoption, the ability to integrate the different back office solutions, and the capability and functionality that each application provides. The end user here is not the ultimate decision maker, and they don't interact. The decision maker isn't going to interact with the software on a daily basis, nor are they going to support and manage it. But someone higher up on the exec level will pick what's best for the business. Now, in the app world, these constraints simply don't apply. As a mobile app user, I can select, I can browse, I can select, I can install an application very quickly. In fact, I have to know it's inherently easy to install. There's no maintenance, and they even update themselves. We need to change the way that we monetize our enterprise products, that we aim at the organization level. Now, when it comes to the development of software, when we develop apps, it kind of lends itself to time to value. They're small, they're simple, and we can get them out fairly quickly. What can we borrow from the app analogy to help us reduce the time to value of our existing applications, the target organizations? Well, one way we can do this is by transforming our existing applications from complex pieces into smaller modular components we can sell as plugins and add-ons and change our licensing models for. We can allow an organization to buy or procure faster with the use of platform app stores, much sort of matching the mobile app stores we have on mobile devices. Now, with the improvements and innovations we've seen in platform and cloud, we can also offer trials of applications, and we can remove some of the questions to our clients, essentially, of incidence and maintenance. We can also make their decisions easier by saying, here's a scalable infrastructure. It's already proven. It's already got a lot of users. We can even remove their need for training by offering them a simple UI they're already used to. Now, once we've done this, we change the need to discuss the enterprise application compared to the enterprise app. I want to quickly revisit the sort of apps that sit on mobile devices and the sort of apps that serve the user rather than the organization as a whole. Now, being small and simple and knowing it's less constrained when we come to purchase it, they tend to lend themselves to time to value. But there still is a challenge in this area. The enterprise apps that we can deliver that add value at the user level are kind of limited. The first type of app that we see is an app that works in partnership with a hosted application, where it's targeted at the mobile device and they replicate the functionality that is used on a day-to-day basis. Now, good examples of these include data-centric applications, reporting and dashboards, and quick data entry, and lend to some of the areas we were looking at beforehand. These all extend the existing functionality to a new medium, the mobile medium. Now, it's a must in today's solutions, so we have to provide the mobile to all of the businesses that use them, but it is locking them to an existing platform that they've got. The other option we see is introducing new functionality. Now, we have this opportunity now because we're starting to serve the user rather than the organization. In this sort of category, we see productivity apps, such as email and office solutions, newsreaders, and the common example of time tracking tools. We need to build these apps and stay within our core application space to be successful. And thus the challenge for me when we come to looking at the user and matching some of the consumer and business to employee market paths is innovating the app functionality we offer, rather than changing how we monetize the applications that hit the organization as a whole. In terms of being a successful developer of an enterprise app, and this is sort of my background as head of development for Fusion, we talk about applying the Angry Birds mentality to the enterprise app. And what we consider to be an enterprise app that serves the organization, we tend to think of having very complex functionality being quite large. Well, taking Angry Birds as the example of what's opposite to this, it's quite a simple, single-purpose application that runs on quite a number of platforms. And if we look at how its UI is structured and the fact that it's fun, we can see it's clearly been very widely adopted. When we develop our enterprise solutions, we should marry this single-purpose nature of the application into our complex functionality. And we can use sort of design patterns such as progressive disclosure to make sure that the simple and the majority of our functionality stays at the forefront of our app. We can, of course, include more complex application functionality, but we'll place it deeper into the application. It can be accessed if it needs to, but it will probably require training, and if there's a large change to the process, some adoption as well. By doing all of this, we promote a better experience, and by removing the training, we yet again reduce time to value. I must say we should be using agile development methodologies over waterfall. They're kind of more suited to developing apps. We're trying to build smaller, simpler components, and if we borrow agile, we can do this well. Now, if we talk about applying the single-purpose nature of applications to our complex enterprise apps, then it's kind of ideal. We fail fast, we iterate often, we continue to deliver, and as we learn our lessons quickly, we can lower the risk of the end result. Ultimately, we're going to deliver applications faster that are functional within 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, rather than waiting 7 months to see the end and the complete solution. Can we also get agile to help us in delivering enterprise apps that hit the employees and the users? I think we can, but there is a challenge. And the challenge I highlighted earlier was innovation in the functionality that we offer. Now, in terms of Scrum and sprint-based approaches, I feel that teams are limited when it comes to innovation. They have a product backlog to deliver, and they're constrained on a set of time periods to deliver those in. And if you think about it in terms of a solution center, they also have an external product owner that's trying to block this as well, or defining their requirements. So how can we enable innovation? Well, some of the things that we would be looking at would be hackathons, where we say, look guys, come on, let's solve some internal problems. It's on an internal deadline, and we can incentivize the thought leadership they come up with and the innovation they come up with to progress ourselves. We can even let them build their own internal API. Now, I'm mostly talking about applications here that are based on a user interaction level. There's also another part, which is our back-end systems, which are our batch loading processes, our ETLs, and our web services. If we got our developers thinking of building our own back-office solutions in the same manner, modular, sort of app-like ways, we can begin to build experience in building external enterprise apps in that manner as well. Going back to APIs, I think it's very important that we let our developers build their own internal product APIs as well. They'll have fun doing it and they'll solve some of our challenges, but they'll also be able to change that into a partner API and then into a community API. And then we can start to bring innovation in from our partners developing and our communities developing. And platforms like Salesforce have gone one step further and treated it all as customers. So the customers are all the same, they're partners and they're part of the community, and they will develop new functionality for them. So in terms of a step into the near future, and sort of what I see coming down the line, I think one of our biggest opportunities is to crush time to value and deliver products and solutions not only serving the enterprise, but that also serve the employees and the users as well. And I think we've already done this, and we've kind of brought together this kind of consumer role app from an app store on an Android or an iPhone, and we coupled it with time sort of management software. So that's why I'm going to use an example, time tracking. I have an application on my phone, and when I walk into a client's office, it picks up their Wi-Fi, and it starts tracking my time for me. And that's serving me as a user. But at the same time, it's collecting the data I need to feed into our timesheet application to serve our enterprise. Where are we going in the future? I think we're moving towards federated components. When I change business or I change job, I can walk into the new building and I can keep what I'm using in my tools, and it will start contributing to their timesheet management application. We don't need to worry about what application each user is using, as long as we can support it through integrations. Now, once we move past that, we're starting to view sort of data-driven applications, and actually we will start to not consider, and like today we're here talking about the enterprise application, and a couple of years ago it was a mobile application. But it will start to become the ecosystem app. in which we don't really care where it's hosted or what it's on. It could be a wearable such as a Pebble Watch, it could be a mobile phone, and the functionality will change depending on what platform it's run on. And at this point in time, and for a very cheesy ending, it's about sales to everything, everyone, everywhere. Thank you.